Welcome to the Wealth Indicators channel. My name is Alvin. Today we'll be discussing a concept that is fundamental but very important to understand, and that is the difference between deficits and debts from a financial context. The word deficit is a derivative of the Latin word deficere, which means to fail. In finance, whenever you have a deficit, it means that for whatever period you're measuring, be it a month, quarter, or year, expenditures exceeded income. The opposite of this situation would be a surplus, which is when income exceeds expenditures. The word debt is also derived from another Latin word, debitum, which means to owe or have an obligation. The financial definition of debt is any amount owed by an individual or entity to another individual or entity, or the result of having a deficit for one or multiple periods of time. So to summarize, a deficit results whenever expenses exceed income for the period being measured, while debt is the sum of all the deficits that were accumulated. For example, in the 2022 fiscal year, the United States government spent $6.27 trillion, but had revenues of $4.9 trillion. This resulted in a deficit of $1.38 trillion for the fiscal year. When an individual or government runs deficits for a few quarters or years, it can sometimes be justified because financial emergencies do occur. Running deficits has negative consequences when it becomes a habit because it can lead to the accumulation of large amounts of debt. Going back to our example with the United States, the federal government has now created deficits for 20 consecutive years. As a result, the national debt as of September 30th, 2023 has now surpassed $33 trillion. To give more context, the last time the federal government had a budget surplus was in 2001, when the national debt was about $5.8 trillion. This was a fundamental subject today, but sometimes it is good to go back and review the basics. Pick up your copy of my book, The Wealth Indicators, on Amazon today. And if you think this information is valuable, like and share this video with anyone you know who would be interested. Leave a comment or question if you have one, and follow the channel for more ways to improve your financial life. May the best of your today be the worst of your tomorrow.